WWE must do this with Randy Orton. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what that is, because Randy Orton, he's been on the sidelines for a little bit, gearing up for his big return, whenever that may be. When he does, though, there's something that they have to do that I'm sick and tired of waiting on. I'm ready to get to this moment. It's just, when are they going to do it exactly? Hopefully sooner rather than later. And in this video, we're going to break it down. Because look, Randy Orton, he's been around this game for a while. And in recent months, not even recent months, all of this year, he's been tied with Kevin Owens. Isn't it ironic? A year ago at Survivor Series, Randy Orton makes his grand return, his big return to WWE. And he did so at Survivor Series in the War Games match, coming back jacked as ever as a huge babyface. And people were anticipating, okay, what would this new and improved Randy Orton look like, right? He had fresh off of back surgery. What would that look like? Well, a year later, we kind of knew what to expect. He was going to be the same Randy Orton. He's a little bit older, he's a little bit slower, but he's still dang good in the ring. He's even better on the microphone because the psychology in which he has never been better. Randy Orton being paired with Kevin Owens while also being a singles guy has been ironic. They've teamed together. They've battled the bloodline together alongside Cody Rhodes. They have shared the ring together at WrestleMania and at the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble, they worked a fatal four-way match. At WrestleMania, they work a U.S. championship match, right? Like, interesting. They've feuded together going back to Crown Jewel. They were supposed to have a match. That match didn't happen. Why? Because they brawled out into the crowd and Randy Orton was laid out. Now, during this time, Randy Orton has stayed close to one man, and that leads us to today's video, because WWE has kept Randy Orton very close to Cody Rhodes. I'm going to get right to it. Randy Orton, he's got to turn on Cody Rhodes. They have got to finish the story. They have got to tell the story of Randy Orton as a heel going up against Cody Rhodes, trying to take what Cody Rhodes has earned, taking the undisputed WWE Championship. Now, since Cody returned to the company, there's been talk, there's been speculation. When would WWE do the big angle? When would they have Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton go at it? When would they do it? Well, it's been a few years now that Randy Orton, he's back on television after missing all of 2023. Cody Rhodes, he's been back for a few years now, 2022. It's time. It is time. I'm ready for it, and I think the fan base is ready for it, because it's a story in which we all can know. They have a money feud. They have a lot of history going back to the legacy days, going back to when Cody Rhodes was aligned with Ted DiBiase Jr., aligned with Randy Orton, when Randy was really hitting his strides as a heel back in the day in the late 2000s. His feud with DX, right? That time period before he got into his groove, I think, on the independent scene, right? Because Stardust did not work for Cody Rhodes. Dashing Cody Rhodes, it was a decent angle, decent character, but I really do think he didn't hit his stride until many years on the independent scene. And so with that, as we go into 2025, it's a time that we do get Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. The only question is, when do you exactly do it? Now, of course, Cody Rhodes slated to defend the undisputed WWE Championship against Kevin Owens on Saturday Night's Main Event, December 14th. Mark your calendars. But when do you do it? Like, in my perfect world, you would do it at the Royal Rumble. But is that too soon? I don't know. It also depends on what do you have planned for Cody. What do you have planned for John Cena at WrestleMania? Because in a perfect world, it would be John Cena going after a major championship at WrestleMania, trying to break his own record, his tied record with Ric Flair, with the multi-time world champion, right? 16-time world champion. That's interesting, right? You can still do babyface versus babyface if you're John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. If that's the case, you can't do Randy versus Cody at Mania. And that is assuming that The Rock is not working Mania, which is, there's been various reports about he's working, he's not working, he's working, not working. Let's just say he's not working. Well, if you don't do John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at Mania, I think then you would have a long lead up and really be able to tell a story with Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. Maybe Elimination Chamber, maybe the January 25th Saturday night's main event. Maybe you do it like that, because it all comes down to the question of, like, you can do a slow burn and there be little hints and teases that, okay, Randy's about to flip his lid, he's about to turn on Cody, or you could do a slow build a fast build, and just immediately he turns on Cody, boom, we're off to the races. And then you don't necessarily need as much time to build up things, right? It'll be interesting to see how they do it, but I think when they do it, it will be very, very well done. Now, Cody Rhodes, like I said, he's been building up towards this Kevin Owens match. And obviously, I see him going over Kevin Owens. I don't see them doing a title change. I don't think there's anything for that to warrant it. I mean, there's been a recent report by WrestleVotes talking about how WWE, or PW Insider actually, that they have no plans of taking the championship off of Cody Rhodes anytime soon, and rightfully so. The guy is money. He legitimately just prints money for this company as a top star. Merchandise sales on it. He sells tickets. He gets social media engagement. There's a lot to it. And if you look at it from that aspect, it's like, well, yeah, there's no reason to take the championship off of him, right? And why would you? And more importantly, who are you going to put this championship on, right? So let's say you want to get Cody Rhodes no longer being the undisputed WWE champion. If that's the case, then who are you going to get? I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, right? Kevin Owens would be a fun champion, but I don't think he's right now the guy to do so. He's never been the guy for WWE. I also think doing the title change at Saturday Night's main event is kind of a waste. Cody Rhodes, he took so long to build up towards finishing his freaking story. And now that we're here, and that we've been here for multiple months as champion, it's like, well, there's no real reason to take the title off of him right now. So with all that being said, I'm very curious to see what they do, how they do it once he does get dethroned. But him, Randy Orton, sign me up. That would be a money match. It would draw a ton of interest. They have a ton of backstory. Two big-time names. And I think it's going to be really, really good. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with them. We'll see how they go about it. But sign me up. I am all for the idea, the prospect of doing Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, especially in early 2025. They just got to get to it, right? They just got to get to it.